wrong way.
I don't know. It's an
Just
ending.
let it out, Andrew.
This ending leaves me speechless because like I'm at war with myself because I want to justify the ending, but at the same time it's just like, no, I want a satisfactory ending. Like this ending wasn't satisfying to me. Like, and then like the ending, like with Abby, it was like I saw it coming. You know, I knew she was gonna let her go. It was too it was too obvious.
Yeah.
And then just like her leaving. I mean, yeah, it's like she can't play the guitar no more. Whoops. That's what you get for revenge.
True. It's very true.
Like, we would like to thank each individual at Tornado Entertainment for their contribution, support, and dedication to the success of The Last of Us Part 2, with special recognition to the executive management team. Alright, cool. Cute message. Like, I commend them. I say in the video, I commend them for incredible sound design, great gameplay. Love and Mary of Jerry Bell and Andrea. I can't pronounce your last name.
Everything about the game is fine. It's
Like,
just the story, but the
like,
story is the biggest part of it.
Yeah, because like
Like, it's beautiful, it plays well, and everything looks amazing,
Ellie
sounds amazing.
felt
but
like she was just cast away. Once you played as Abby, Abby was so much more compelling. I was so much more interested in her story. But then at the end, I was just like, no, you suck. You're an ass. Like, in the end, like, I always fell back into that kind of statement. But, like, I found her story so much more interesting. And then I found the kids so much more interesting. Like, after I met them, I'm just like, why am I playing this story? I want to know what they've gone through. I mean, eventually you learn as you go through. And they go through some screwed up stuff. The main menu makes sense now. I don't.
Abby has more of a cool adventure than Ellie.
It's so much more engaging. It's so awesome. Okay, new game plus unlocked. Play through the game again with all the upgrades and equipment obtained from a previous playthrough. The only reason I would go back is on PS5, a better monitor, and I just literally play like the first like 3 missions. That's a nice main menu, I guess.
I guess I'll never see it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than the bleak, foggy one. Looks pretty. Like that's the thing. The set pieces are so nice. Everything's designed perfectly. But Death Stranding had a way better story and a way better ending.
Really? I still haven't finished that.
Yeah, like I won't say anything. Like, I mean, sure, you're left confused, but you're left theorizing. You know, it's just like, oh, you know, there's stories like that. You're left like theorizing, like what, oh, could it be this? Could it mean that? And you're left kind of like talking with everyone. It's like, oh, it could mean this. It could maybe that's the message is trying to convey. But this, it was a very cliche ending.
It's leaving you. Death Stranding, you're saying, is like leaving you with like constantly asking questions. While this is kind of just like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't really have questions. You want it to be justified. You want justice.
But my only question is, what the hell? That's my question, and I'm like,
what the hell? Who are the Rattlers and who's Danny?
Who the hell's Danny? He dead. Shot me in the back. And then I'm like, geez, the Dean is so unfaithful. Like, alright, she's gone. I'm like, okay.
Ellie just walks into the forest.
Never to be seen again. Feeding off of edible bark and berries, I guess. Oh, man.
Yeah, you must have really played a lot of it today then, because you said you were...
I started, what is it? I've been playing for 5 hours, pretty much.
Yeah, you said, or the last time you told me where you were at, you said you
This,
were at the bottom of the building,
yes,
heading to get the materials. So
and I fought that amazing infected
right?
boss. That thing was crazy. That's top 10 moments of this game. Is
It
that
was like
fight?
it was like intense because what? It was like suspenseful because when you go in the because once you start going to the bottom, you turn the
Uh,
power on, you hear, or if you go towards the door before you turn the power on, you hear like a rumbling sound, like
yeah.
a big and then if you go into like the sound mode or hearing mode, you see the silhouette of a big ass thing.
Uh huh.
And then when the power's on, you see it just demolish the fucking door, and then you're just like, what the fuck? It gives you like, I wish that was a whole game. It made you feel like that. That would have been cool.
Yeah. Like,
Well, of course, you play
I'm
as Abby, not Ellie.
exactly, and like you really feel that moment that they really just throw Ellie to the side when you're Abby and beating the crap out of Ellie. For a second
I
I thought
know.
Tommy died.
I did too.
Because like he shot her, she shot him in the head, but then later
Yeah.
you're just like, the hell, he's alive, and he just has like a scar across his head.
Yeah, he can't see through one eye, he has a limp now.
Yeah, took an arrow to the knee.
Basically. But yeah, like Jesse's death was so fucking just quick. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't have time to
I
react to
was
that. I
I
was like,
I'm pissed about that. I'm still
he
pissed
literally,
about that. I loved Jesse so much. He was
yeah.
such a cool character. Yeah,
I try to get
top
I
character
try
my
to get
favorite.
attached to them, and they all fucking just either die or just leave. Like I can't get attached to anyone.
Oh, just call it The Last of Us Part Two: A Game of Thrones. Oh my,
I know, right?
damn it! I mean, they played that out well if you think about it. Like a Game of Thrones kind of aspect. It's like you get attached to Jesse, and I'm like, no, he's dead now. I'm like, damn it!
But apparently, like his family, or I guess his mom and dad's still visited like Dina
Yeah,
and Ellie in like
because it
the
is it is,
journal. They
it is
said,
their grandchild.
yeah, yeah.
But I mean,
I just
I think Ellie said the only problem was like she was getting more flashbacks while they were there. Because
I would have
they wanted them to go back to Jackson or something, and it flashed. She said she had a PTSD attack.
if like I know, right? The shovel just falls and it just goes crazy. But I just feel like I would have been somewhat okay
Uh huh.
if the ending was just, you know, with Ellie and Dina just being in that place and it ended like that. That would have been somewhat a little bit better, but they just like, no, let's just fuck her over completely.
Yeah, like they because
Like I would have been somewhat okay, like oh Abby came back and almost killed him. Like
that's
oh I
how
want to see you again.
that's how I'm at war with myself because like again like I want a satisfying ending, but I want to justify that ending because like
Yeah.
okay, I understand if Naughty Dog is that was the ending they wanted to. They just wanted to screw over. Like, again, this is like a Walking Dead scenario. There's never going to be
Hmm.
truly a happy ending at the end of every season. Like someone's
Yeah.
going to die. Like it's a dog eat dog world. Not everything gets a happy ending, and I get that idea, and I'm trying to get it, but I feel like every person, with society, morals, just our evolution, we just want a satisfying, happy ending.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm at war with myself with this ending, and
Because
I can say that I
Abby
hate
kind
that.
of got a happy ending.
Yeah, like
Because Abby got let go, and now she's gonna start her life again with
with
Lev.
with yeah, like
But now
she's
Abby
getting
has Lily, or Abby, Ellie
Ellie.
has Lily no one now.
She has nothing. I'm not speculating. Does she go back to Jackson? Maybe she goes find Dina or something. But like, it sucks that
Hopefully,
there is
because like
not.
I don't know if Tommy's gonna let her in because like of what like she went back in her promise supposedly. I don't know if they're gonna let her back. Who knows?
I mean,
Hopefully,
probably
I'm
because
kind of
like,
I'm kind of guessing that's where Dina went because I don't know where Dina would fucking go with a child.
yeah, like it would make sense to go back to Jesse's parents and
Hmm.
her parents or whatever. I don't know if she has parents. I don't know if that was established.
I don't know either, but like I just felt like it should have. It would have been they still would have got their message across if it just ended with like that scene where you play as Abby and you just kind of almost kill Dina and Ellie. Then Ellie
Yeah,
realized like, oh, like this revenge almost cost me the love of my life, and then
basically, like,
she would live happy and like, okay, revenge is not needed, because I almost lost something close to me. But you're just like, nope, I want revenge. Bye, Dina. Bye,
exactly.
life. Bye,
Yeah,
fingers.
my fingers can't play the guitar no more. Wait,
I
just hits you even harder. I'm just like, oh,
and it's
like,
like I understand their message. I completely understand the message they were trying to get across. It's just another thing was like Neil Druckmann was saying. I saw like in an article he was saying like at first he was like, if you make something so popular, people are bound to hate it. I'm like, fuck you.
yeah,
But then he was explaining like, oh, like I don't know why these people are so attached to a fictional character. I'm like,
what?
have you played the first game? Like your whole game was making us feel for him. We witnessed and felt his pain of him losing his daughter in his arms, and this whole adventure. Like, of course we're gonna have an attachment. You know,
Yeah,
that's
like,
what a story-driven game is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you feel like you're there and feeling these people's feelings. But in the second game, I didn't really feel anything for anyone. I guess
like the
maybe
the only person
maybe
you feel,
Lev,
maybe
Lev and Yari. I guess
Joel.
because like
I still feel
yeah,
more for Joel because he didn't deserve what he got. He
no,
didn't deserve that. And then
he's way
again,
he's way smarter to just tell someone his name, considering he did cross over the Fireflies. If I cross over the Fireflies or a big group like that, I would be very secretive and
yeah,
quiet about
you would make an
me telling my
alias.
name.
You would make an alias for every
Regardless,
person you
yeah,
meet.
exactly.
Oh man.
Like, but no, he's like, I'm Joel.
So Joel. so
Like,
hey,
I don't,
me. Probably don't know me. Pretty famous. I murdered a surgeon and a bunch of fireflies to save a little girl that had the possible
yeah.
cure. What's your name?
My name's Joel. I had a friend named Elliot. She was kind of cured for humanity, but I just took her away.
Yeah, because I started seeing her like a an own daughter of mine, you know. But in the second game, we kind of just throw out that idea of Ellie trying to understand what I did for her, because I feel
I just,
how mad was she? How long has she bottled those emotions? What is it, like
who,
3 4 years?
Abby?
No, I'm
Abby?
sorry, Ellie.
Ah,
Like
yeah, I
how
know.
long did it
Yeah,
take her to finally confront him?
I I think it was 2 years after because they
Like,
did the flashback where she went back to the hospital.
yeah, there was the
I
hospital.
think
So
it might have
yes,
been 2 or 3 years after.
so two
So she
literally
was,
2 years without like truly confronting Joel, and or at least
yeah,
trying to understand why he did what he did. Because like
yeah, and
throughout the entire game, like even she like started getting really attached to Joel along the way. Well, Joel didn't want to
mhm,
be, to points where like she wanted him to be a father figure to her. Like she was seeing him that way, and there you could tell when Joe would have to look at her and say, "I am not your dad," you know. And at
exactly.
the end, he ended up being a father figure and sacrificing a better world just to give her the life that he thought she deserved, because he didn't want
Hmm.
to. It would have been the same of he would have the same feeling of losing another daughter in a sense.
Yeah,
But
and he even
but
said like
this game throws that away, just
out
throws
of
it
the
out the window,
yeah.
like with Ellie not trying to understand him and just being just an ass the entire time. But I mean, like, it justifies it because it's like, okay, I'll try to, like, I'll, forgive you, like,
Hmm.
she tries, like, you can see that at the end because, like, she's still talking with Joel, like when we start the game, like, oh, guitar lessons, blah 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 blah, that stuff, like,
Yeah,
she was gonna start to forgive him. So I
and
can
like
see how it all comes to circle and her feelings and stuff. I just feel like you know, that part that just kind of throws that idea away. Ugh.
I I just feel like because like at the end he's like if I had the opportunity to do it all over again, I would 100% do it the
Yeah.
same way I did it. Like
Ugh.
and I was kind of thinking about this like theory wise, like
Uh
I
huh.
feel like they weren't thinking. I don't know. There's an article. I don't really read articles that much, but I
Yeah.
don't know if they were actually thinking of making a second one, like right off the bat. I'm not sure.
Uh huh.
Like, it just makes me think because, like, it's just the story point to where saying, "Oh, that doctor you killed, that's the daughter who wants." Like, that's the kind of. I just feel
See.
like that's a very stretched thing to say because he killed a bunch of fireflies in that building just to say
Yeah.
that one person's daughter wants revenge.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they should have. I don't know. Maybe at the end of the first game, like maybe
Like
after Ellie and
shown
Joel like
something, you
talk to
know.
them, or like yeah, at the end credits, you see this girl that you don't know is walking into to the doctor's office or the fucking lab, and
Mm,
it's Abby, like young
yeah.
Abby, and maybe give her a sense of like obviously she'd be traumatized and upset and crying, looking at her file like oh my god, and it'd be cool if it like you see her face like go from like just total despair and upset to just like anger and just rage, and then it
Yeah.
like maybe just cuts to black like that or just fades. Maybe that would give a little like okay, it's understandable, but it's like they just like yeah, that person wants revenge. Like he crossed over a lot of people in the first game.
Yeah. and I and another thing. I mean, I can just you can justify it as well, but I mean, in the first game, it was such a you thought the Doctor was just such a nothing character. It was just collateral damage, you know.
Yeah,
It felt like that, and then the last of it, this one is just trying to build a character around him, like Joel's consequences, has repercussions. I guess. Like I get what they were doing there, so I guess
yeah, of
you
course.
can try and justify it, and you can, you you can understand that. But another thing, this game doesn't feel like a true sequel at the same time.
Yeah,
It literally and I guess that's how people shouldn't view this game. It shouldn't be a true sequel. It's literally the second part to the first game. So
hmm,
I feel like if you attached it more to, you know, as it played on from the first game, I feel like it flows a little bit more smoothly than just calling this a sequel.
yeah. I
I
just
I feel like that helps it more if you try to connect bridge the two a lot closely than you're seeing it as.
hmm. Yeah, I totally get that. I just they just really sort of should have thought of a different way to like kill him. Because
Yeah,
like yeah, obviously people are gonna get mad because they're attached to that character, but you
just a
know,
better death.
lead characters and lead roles in games, movies, books, anything, they fucking die. But there's a way to make them like memorable death rather than oh
Yeah,
you just got beat the shit or oh like Jesse oh you just got a bullet within a second of a scene he's dead already.
yeah.
They just really should have executed it differently. Like I was watching the Angry Joe
Uh
review last night.
huh.
I was really about to go to bed. Like me and Shannon just finished like a because we were watching like George Lopez and we watched a lot
Uh
of
huh.
Tosh Point oh.
Ooh. Oh, I haven't
I
seen Tosh
recommend
Panone in so
the George
long.
Lopez. I
I,
love
I
that.
I will watch it. I will.
Shannon was laughing her ass off too.
Can't wait.
But
Anyways.
I was really about to go to bed and I was just gonna put on a random YouTube video and I just see it on my recommendation. It was like an hour ago. I'm like, oh boy. But
Oh,
like he wasn't even angry. Like there were parts where he was like, pissed at some scenes, but he majority of the review, he was just like you could just see in the look, he was just disappointed. This is how
yeah.
it transpired. He wasn't angry, he was just disappointed of how they was executed. Like he gave it a 6 out of 10, which I
Yeah,
was very surprised.
yeah,
I was gonna say maybe a 5 or 4, lowest being 4. I doubt it would be anything lower than that. But like he even says, like the game's beautiful. The Abby, some of the adventures are fun. They're kind of
yeah,
somewhat a little bit of engaging, but like that's not what we waited 7 years for, you know.
yeah.
And like apparently,
Oh, yeah.
I don't really watch trailers. Apparently, I was talking to Nuns about this in the later this morning.
Uh,
Uh, we were playing Borderlands. He was I was talking about the trailer. I guess one of the trailers has like the scene where Jesse kind of saves her and covers her mouth. I didn't know there was a trailer with Joel doing that, and then they just swapped him out with Jesse.
okay, so they were pulling in an Avengers Infinity War, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the scene where Thanos had two stones, but when you watch the movie, he actually had like the majority of the stones. He just needed what, two more or something like that.
Yeah, I guess, but
Yeah,
like,
they were trying to hide
it's
it.
it's not like a big thing.
Uh huh.
Like it's because I don't really watch trailers or anything, but it's
Yeah.
just I don't know. People who waited 7 years for I don't know at least some interaction with Joel and Ellie or a little adventure. Because like the one thing that like got me in the feels was when the flashback when they went to the museum.
Oh, like, yeah, like I
I
love
took
that.
my time so much in that. I did every single dialogue, everything. I put the hat on every fucking dinosaur, even on Joel.
Yes. Oh, that was the
Like,
best. I said, like, yeah, you get the trophy. You just put a hat on a companion or a friend or whatever.
yeah, like that felt like just so. Just even that 30 minute of that gameplay just
Uh,
felt so like
so
you
real.
felt that,
So yeah,
yeah.
and
And then you
everything,
go right back to the
everything,
real
yeah,
shit.
everything is just so great. And again, it's hard to really sit down and criticize because you can justify it because of the world of it, you know.
Hmm.
But at the same time, the first one set up expectations, you know, how the world is, and like, oh, you will get satisfying endings, but here they just kind of like throw a brick at your head and
Hmm.
say it's like, no, like this world sucks. Not everyone gets a happy ending. Maybe the enemy gets a happier ending than your hero, you know. So
Essentially,
you
yeah,
like, that's the problem. You want to justify as like, I get it, like, not, it's not gonna end how it's always gonna end. Like, it wants to
yeah.
mimic real life. Not everyone gets their happy ending, and
Hmm.
again, at the same time, you just want that satisfying ending.
You do. You honestly do. It would have been interesting
Yeah,
with like
I
Big Angry
feel
Creature.
it would have been better if Ellie opened the guitar case and there was a note you could read from Dina,
I was
at
expecting
least
that.
justifying Dina's actions. Because like at
Yeah,
the end, like, you know, me as Ellie, you know, playing, I felt betrayed. You know,
yeah.
like she
I
gave,
was
like
really
Dina
expecting
gave
the
up
note.
on Ellie. You know,
Hmm.
like, and then like that feels like bad. You know, like I
Hmm.
can say, oh yeah, you know, Ellie sees what Abby did, and is just like, no, that's not what Joel would have wanted. Okay, like, you get that ending, but that really just kicks me in the gut, just seeing that Dina didn't wait for her. Like, she wasn't as loyal as you thought she'd be, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, at least a note that explains her reason
Hmm.
for leaving. You know, just to justify her actions at least.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Like she didn't even have to say like where she went. She could have just explained like why she did it. Like I was
Yes.
100% expecting a note
Yeah, me
either under the
too.
records or in the guitar case. I was like, "Where's this note?" But no, there was nothing there.
There's
Just all my
nothing.
shit
Just
was in the
you.
room.
You just play. You try and play the guitar, and that's it.
Yeah. I do feel like because I think Angry Joe mentioned this in the review.
Uh,
He was saying like it would have been interesting if they gave you a choice at the end to kill her or not.
yeah, I would have loved that. You know, a choice, but it
Like
just.
at least two different endings. Just see like, oh, what would happen if you did get your revenge?
uh,
Maybe maybe it would turn out the same, but like, would it be worth it at the end? And it would
Maybe
make
you
you.
go, maybe at the end you go see Tommy and you tell him, "I did it, I finally did it."
But like, she still has her PTSD, and it's like that's what it cost just revenge. It cost her
Like,
all this time, and Dina doesn't want to talk to her anymore. That would have been interesting, rather than her going to get revenge, not getting it, coming back to absolutely nothing, being alone forever.
and then just
Because like that was
and literally leaving herself behind in a sense, because all her stuff is
one of her
there.
biggest fears, was to be alone, like
Yeah,
Ellie. And now that's what she is now. She's
like
all
that's
alone.
that's what she gets. Like, it sucks. Like, I wish she would have a better ending than that. Oh man.
But like, if they're trying to give off that vibe of like, oh, revenge is bad, they should have at least had some bad shit happen to Abby. Like what? Her friends died. Yeah, okay, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
She fucked Owen, and she wasn't even dating Owen at that time. She fucked
Yeah.
someone else's boyfriend. She found a new, like, somewhat family, like little like sister or brother,
Yeah. With
since she was trans,
what was her
with
name?
Lev. Yeah,
Yeah, Lev. I was getting so confused because like he's like, okay, so he is trans. Okay, cool. That's cool. Okay, because it left
oh
me
yeah,
at first it left me so confused. I'm just like
yeah.
that.
That's what.
I was like, yeah, and then like at the end, I was like, oh, okay, okay, that's
Yeah,
cool. That's cool.
because that's why
Because like they don't flat
he
out
was.
tell you, Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
wasn't told that either until like nuns told that to me. I was like, oh, is he? I was like, because he was shunned from the group. He was like the apostate or something,
yeah,
and then he tried to go back to get his mother, and the mother didn't approve and tried to kill him.
yeah.
And another thing was, I feel like
Oh.
the scars, and also the leader of the group was just so
Oh my
hyped up.
god. That makes sense now. Why she
Yeah,
said, I shaved my head like the boys. Oh, I get it.
yeah,
I just thought, like, it actually was like some, some type of their religious thing. Like, it didn't hit me until you just told me that. Okay.
you good, babe?
That makes sense now. Okay. Love makes sense now. Oh, that sucks. No, that makes it worse. Oh, God, I feel bad for him now. Damn
Yeah,
it. Oh,
and just
Lev,
their
I'm so
group was just so hyped up because you
sucks.
saw so much, like you saw like the images, or like um in like the Chinese like area, or the Chinese area, you see like that truck full of like
Yeah.
wishes
Oh
for
yeah,
the
and
scars, but
yeah,
like
yeah,
the second you see the leader, she dies in that fucking scene.
yeah.
Like it would have been cool if she was like, I don't know, like a threat,
Like
but
like
like
the
she
the
was.
the bigger threat, you know.
Yeah,
And then
because like honestly,
Ellie and Abby come together to fight her off.
exactly, that was literally what I was explaining to Conk in Nuns, because Conk was talking with me and Double on the Discord about it. Like that would have been cool if like they fought, or maybe, I don't know, maybe if Ellie met Lev and Yari, and since the Scars hate the wolves, that would have been cool if they fought against Abby or something. I don't know, or maybe just they all three of them, like Abby, Lev, Yari, and Ellie, all teamed up to, defeat the Scars and shit. But no, she
Yeah.
died within the first fucking scene, and then you're like, okay, they're not really like the island was fucking cool. It was dope. I love the houses and everything.
Yeah, and then the fact that it's like the Space Needle is there, and you're like, oh, this is still like Seattle. It just got like super screwed up in the past, and then it's just all ocean now. And then
Hmm.
that's what was left of like the Space Needle area. Like that was like one of my favorite parts.
Yeah,
It was so
especially
it was so
especially the
engaging
end
and
scene.
cinematic.
Yeah, because like all the wolves fighting against the Scars, and you're just running past it. That's like that was like a cool scene.
That was yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Again, it's another one of the top ones, along with the infected boss that splits off as a as
Yeah,
a stalker. That was awesome. The stalker part, I'll say that.
yeah, that was cool. Like
And
there were
it
so many little scenes that were cool, rather than just a lot of majority of the game that was interactive. It was just kind of like, oh, I like this a little here, that, and that. But it's not like, oh, I love the whole story. Because, some of the story just didn't make fucking sense.
And then
Like
Abby
there were
gets
times where I
all the
thought they were gonna
better
die.
weapons. Abby gets the better weapons. Thank you for watching this series, I guess. I'm
I
out.
just gonna start a whole new series and just play the first game, like Nonzio did.
Pretty much.